So what is an electric dipole? So consider I have a charge plus Q over here and minus Q over here, placed at A and B 2 points, and these charges are separated by a small distance. So this is a small distance. You may call it as A or anything else. Now this system of two charges will be an electric dipole if these two charges are of having same magnitude but opposite in polarity. Third thing, there is a small distance in the placement of these two charges. So a system of two equal and opposite charges which are separated by small distance is called a electric dipole. The system of two equal and opposite charges having small distance between them, so distance should be small, is called a electric dipole. Now what is its significance? So to know its significance, we got to know its electrical dipole moment. So what is electric dipole moment? Electric dipole moment is a quantity which is represented by small p, and it is a vector quantity. How it is given? It is given as the magnitude of either charge, because of both of these charges the magnitude of both charges is same but the polarity is opposite. So magnitude of either charge is q into the distance between these two. The distance between these two is a. So therefore q into a will become the dipole moment of this system of charges. Now this dipole moment is a vector quantity, therefore it has a direction. So its direction is from negative charge to positive charge. So if we consider this system, the dipole moment of this system will be from negative to positive, so in this direction, from right side to left side. Generally the small distance which we have taken here as a is generally taken as 2a. So why it is taken as 2a? So let me make it here again. So the distance is generally taken as 2a, or in some books it is written as 2l. So why it is taken twice? Because when we do the problems related to this dipoles, or when we go to find the electric field of this dipole at any point, whether the point is in its axial line or in equatorial plane or any other point, then we need a distance from the center of this dipole. So if we need a distance from the center O of the dipole, then this distance is broken into two portions, A and A. So we will easily solve the calculations for if we have for the result, if we have the taken the distance as 2a. So the dipole moment is q into the distance. So if we take the distance as 2a, then the dipole moment of this assembly will be q into 2a, and here charge is not a vector quantity but the length, which is the displacement, is a vector quantity. So P is q into 2a is the dipole moment of a dipole. So what is a dipole? It is a system of two equal and opposite charges which is placed at small distance apart, and its dipole moment is the magnitude of either charge. Mind it, we will take only magnitude. So magnitude of either charge into the distance between the charges. So why the distance is taken small? Because If we take the distance as large, then these two charges will be much distance apart, so they will not affect each other. So the total effect of a dipole is negligible if the distance between these two charges is large. So if the distance is small, then it will make an ideal dipole. So ideal dipole has very small distance between the charges. So this is the electrical dipole and this is the electric dipole moment. Now we will find the expression of electric field for a dipole when the observation point is at the axial line of this dipole. So here is our dipole. Let us assume that here is a point P. Now you see the position of the point is along the axis of this dipole. So this is the axis of the dipole, and the line which is passing through the axis of the dipole is called axial line. So this line serves as the axial line of the dipole, whether it is towards the left of the dipole or it is towards the right of the dipole. You may take the observation point as per your convenience, either on left side or to the right side. Now if we have to find the electric field at this point, what we will need? We know that electric field has a formula E equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught. This is the standard form. This is the standard part which we always write. Then we have to write here the magnitude of the charge of which electric field we are going to find. So there are two charges. Here is the plus q charge and here is the minus q charge. Let us suppose this plus q charge is placed at point A and this minus q charge is placed at point B. Then the charge which is present at A, that is plus q, it has a electric field over here. So that we are going to calculate right here, charge which is placed at A. So EA is equal to 1 upon by 4 pi epsilon naught. Magnitude of the charge is Q over the distance of the charge square. So what is the distance? Distance is from this point to this point. Now suppose that this point P is placed at a distance R from the center of the dipole. Note it, we have to take the observation point distance from the center of the dipole. But in expression, we will write the distance from the individual charge which is exerting a force on this point, where we will assume a test charge facing a force due to this charge. Now, if there is a test charge placed at this point P, so where it will go due to this positive charge. So as the test charge is positive, it will go away from it. So EA will be like this. So direction of EA will be from P to left side. Assume here a point X. So we can write along PX. So the distance is R. R is the distance from center. So what is the distance from point A, which is from here? So subtract R, subtract A from R. So R minus A square. So we will write along PX. So PX is towards this side. So this is the formula for EA. This is the electric field of charge plus Q at point P. Now similarly, we will write the electric field EB at point P, which is due to charge minus Q. So minus Q and point P take into consideration. Place a test charge over here and see where it will go due to minus q. So this is negative charge, therefore the test charge will move towards right. So this is the direction of EB. So EB can be written as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught magnitude of charge. Mind it, we will write here as magnitude of charge over, we have distance r up to point O, and then again we have a distance up to point Q. So the total distance is r plus a whole square, and the direction is along P. Suppose this point is y, along PY. Now we have two vectors, EA which is along this side and EB which is along this side. We have to find the resultant of these two vectors. So these vectors are collinear vector but opposite in direction, they are acting along the same line. So therefore the resultant of these two vectors will be the subtraction of the vectors. So let us check which one is a bigger vector out of these two. So 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught, in both the expressions it is common, Q is common, so the determining factor is r minus a and r plus a. Now r minus a is less than r plus a because r is same, distance r is same in both the expressions. Here is subtracted from r, here is added to r. So therefore r plus a whole square term is bigger than r minus a whole square term. So now as this is in denominator, so if denominator is bigger than the other quantity whose denominator is smaller, the result of this quantity will be smaller than the result of this quantity. So EB is smaller than EA. So therefore if we have to find the resultant of these two vectors, that is E, so it will be EA minus EB, and the direction of resultant will be towards EA because EA vector is bigger one. So they are acting on the same line, so therefore EA vector is bigger one and its magnitude will be greater and the direction of the resultant will be towards left, towards EA. So let us calculate the resultant now. So putting the values EA and EB here, we will find that Q and 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is common in both terms. Therefore we will take this term common. So E is Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught. What remains inside the brackets is 1 over r minus a whole square minus 1 upon r plus a whole square. Now let us calculate. So Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught comes out of the brackets. The LCM of these two terms. What will be the LCM? So it will be the multiplication of these two terms simply. Now this is the LCM, divide the LCM with this denominator. So when you divide this LCM with this denominator, the r minus a term will be cancelled. What is left is r plus a. So r plus a whole square comes here minus. Again divide the denominator with r plus a whole square. R plus a whole square term will cancel with each other and r minus a whole square term comes at here. Now calculating this, so what we will get, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught inside the brackets okay. Now opening the whole square, r plus a whole square is r square plus a square plus 2ra minus, so as here is a minus, I will prefer to write a bracket. So it is r square plus a square minus 2ra. Now when you will open this bracket, this negative sign will change the signs of the inner one. So I am deleting this bracket and likewise the signs are changed, minus and plus. So when you will do this operation, so r square will cancel out with r square, a square will cancel out with a square. What we are left with? 2ra plus 2ra. Now from here, q upon 4 pi epsilon naught, we are left with 2ra plus 2ra. So in the numerator it will be 4ra, and in denominator you can see here a minus b into a plus b. So this is a formula from where we will get r square minus a square whole square within the brackets. So now let me take this q inside and see what happens. So I will rearrange these terms. So I will write 4 as 2 multiplied by 2, r, a and q, and divided by 4 pi epsilon naught within the brackets r square minus a square whole square. And what will be the direction of E here? So it will be towards the bigger vector, that is from right to left side. So this is from px, so along px. Q into 2 times a, it will be my dipole moment. So I can write here 2 r and p dipole moment, where p is q into 2a. So divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square minus a square whole square along px. So this is our final result for electric field at any point on the axial line of a electric dipole. So now coming to some special cases. So we will consider when the first special case, when this observation point P is very far away from our dipole. So meaning thereby the observation point length r is very large than the dipole length. So when r is very greater than a, so thereby r square will be much greater than a square. So if r is very greater than a, r square will become much larger than a square. So resulting in we can neglect a as compared to r. So if we neglect a square as compared to r square, then what will our final expression will become? So E will be equal to 2rp divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square, a square will be neglected, so whole square, so along px. So this result will give me 2rp divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r raised to power 4 along px. So 1 r can be omitted from here, cancelled from here. So final result will be 2p upon 4 pi epsilon naught r cube, or more conveniently you may write it as p upon 2 pi epsilon naught r cube along px. So this is our result. So let us discuss the result. So clearly the dependence of electric field is inversely proportional to r cube. That is, electric field for a short dipole is inversely proportional to r cube, distance q. As you see in the expression of electric field earlier, which we have done for a single charge, the electric field of a single charge was E equal to 1.4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. So the dependence of electric field for one charge is with square of the distance from the charge, but the electric field for a dipole varies as the cube of the distance inversely. So this is the difference between the dependence of electric field with the distance for a dipole and for a single charge. Secondly, the direction of the dipole moment. If you see our dipole, the direction of dipole moment was from right side to left side, means from negative to positive. And when we calculated the electric field at point P on its axial line, the direction of the resultant electric field E is same as that of our dipole moment. So E, and one thing is, it is very important to note that E and P are in same direction when we calculate electric field at any point on the dipole axis. So one thing I must tell you that for your exercise, you can take this point P on the right side of the axial line, and this will make you more handy while tackling such problems. So this was the electric field at any point due to a dipole on its axial line. So in next lecture we will perform a expression for calculating the electric field on any point on equatorial plane of the dipole. So I hope students you will enjoy this lecture. Thank you very much.